guys, it's Bro You Whack. So the experimental mode updated in Overwatch, and with it came two major updates that could maybe potentially go onto live servers. Now in the past, like 6 or 7 experimental updates, really only one experimental update didn't go live onto servers, and people are freaking out thinking that this is going to be going onto live servers because there's a track record for that happening. But I want to reiterate that it's just an experiment. But whenever it came to May changes, they always went on to live servers. So we could maybe see some Genji and Moira changes coming in the near future. But what are those changes? Well, first let's look at the Genji changes, the simplest to understand because the damage decreased to 28 damage per star, but the recovery time, this is really important. The recovery time increase, meaning that not only do you do less damage because you have less damage, but over time you also do less damage. So that means on tank heroes more specifically, Genji isn't going to be able to just shred through them. But when we look at the Moira changes, oh boy, this is a lot. So the attachment angle decreased by 37%, meaning like it's 37 angle less. God, I sound like Flight Reacts trying to explain this, but basically you can't big suck anybody that is a little bit farther away from your crosshairs. You kind of have to be a little bit closer to them, not just in the big general vicinity, just in the small general vicinity. The damage orb, oh boy, oh man, that's a lot. Okay, so the radius, this is pretty simple. Now you have to be a lot closer to your target because it decreased by 1 meter, but then the projectile speed and then the scale, I'm sorry, I can't really explain this well enough, really. So really, when it comes to the distance-wise, it's going to be a matter of how much distance there is between the damage orb and the target that is going to determine how much damage it does per second. The fade. This is the thing that I think most people are freaking out about. Every single time you fade with Moira, an ally within a 6-meter vicinity is gonna fade for 1 second. Just like Reaper's, or in this case Moira's Wraith form, you're gonna be immune to damage, effects, and everything. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Moira specifically, because Genji, you kind of expected this to kind of happen, because you guys know Genji is probably the best DPS here right now, but I really do like him being the best DPS here because it's not like anybody can just pick him up and win a bunch of Overwatch games. No, you still have to be good with Genji, but maybe he was tuned up just a little bit, and this experiment is to just, well, experiment with him. This Moira change... Let's address the elephant in the room. The new Moira Fade ability. Does she need this? This one's a tough one because it's not like anybody was really complaining about Moira being underpowered. Literally, I haven't heard anybody complain about that. I'm sorry. Like, I know there'll be some Moira players that are of the total biasness that thinks that she's the most underpowered hero of all time, and if that's the case, then why are you playing Moira? And that she deserves a buff, because this, my boys, oh my god, this is not only a buff, this is a complete game changer. But I always use statistics to try to explain as to why I think a hero deserves to have a buff or a nerf, and when you go to overbuff and you look at the win-loss percentage for Moira, she is at the 50% win-loss, and she is the second most played hero, so it's not like she's totally underpowered where she calls for this kind of change. If anything, if anybody deserves this kind of change, it's Baptiste, because not only is he under that win-loss percentage, but he's also not really the most played here. So that's why I'm kind of leaning more on the side of she doesn't necessarily need this, you know? But again, this is on experimental mode. Like, this is just an experiment. Maybe someone at the offices thought it would be a fun, cool idea to have her have some form of nope kind of ability. Like, nope, we're not going to get in this fight. I'm going to protect you guys. Nope. But when a hero already does so much to affect the game, i.e. being able to give a lot of heals or just have a lot of heal opportunities, on top of that have the most consistent damage output, very low damage output, but consistent output, to have an ability that is such a game changer like this, I don't really think is necessary for Moira. Now, I also feel bad saying that because this is the kind of ability that works well with teams that are working together, that are in coordination, that are able to rally around, not around the Brigitte in this case, but around the Moira, because maybe you can fade in to really focus on an enemy, or you can fade out of a team fight and not die, which is always a good thing. But man, while I love the rewarding of organized teammates, this just seems like one of those abilities that doesn't belong on this hero. Even though it works perfectly, like it's meant for Moira, it should really be for a hero that needs compensation for either lack of opportunities or lack of abilities. Moira is not one of those heroes that is desperately needing this kind of compensation. And as always, I say that this is just my opinion, but from the community's reaction, I'm seeing a lot of people freak out either because they're a 13-year-old boy and they don't want to see their Genji, their sweet, sweet boy Genji get nerfed, or they don't want a consistently good hero like Moira be even better than what she's already been doing. So I don't know, please let me know what you think, because this is gonna be yikes for me, dog. I understand that this might be a compensation buff on top of the angle reduction and also the damage orb, but my boy, Mei didn't get any love, and it's like we're reverting the Genji bust before. Why does Moira need compensation? I don't understand, but again, just please let me know. I love you guys, thank you guys for watching, more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.